if he's serious about the fight and if it can get made, there's a very good chance we'll do it.
Is it on Netflix, and what did DAZN have to say of the fact that it might?
One of the hurdles to overcome. But we were going to have an 8-round run out in December. Just so happens it might be against Jake Paul.
Anthony Joshua is Olympic champion. First. Jake Paul is, sportsman, YouTuber, showman. Rolls Royce. Yeah. Listen.
Eddie Hearn isn't mincing words, and he sent a direct warning to the problem child. He has been crystal clear that for Jake Paul, there is absolutely no turning back. Hearn knows this isn't fighting a retired legend. This is stepping in with a heavyweight killer still in his prime. This isn't just about hype or money anymore. It's about survival. And Hearn is daring Jake to see if he really has the heart to face a true knockout artist.
No, AJ would have probably shoved him or chinned him or something. I mean, this is even AJ with this, like, since the presser, I've spoke to him a little bit, and it's like, he's not mucking around here. He's not going to me, can you believe this guy, what a joker. He's preparing himself for a real fight. And I like that because every fight carries danger. This carries much less danger, in my opinion, than most of his recent heavyweight fights. But I think if you go in there with a mentality of, I'm just going to walk through him, like, you don't train properly, he's got to make weight as well this time around, and he'll want to look good. He'll want to look good and do a job on him, because a lot of people are talking about the kind of the weight of boxing is on his shoulders. So he's taking this very seriously, and that's a problem for Mr. Paul.
Let's get right into the new comments from promoter Eddie Hearn, because he isn't mincing his words. In a tense interview with The Stomping Ground, Hearn was asked about the rumors that Jake Paul might be getting cold feet. His response was brutal. He warned that if Jake were to pull out now, after the massive investment from Netflix and MVP, he would look like a, quote, plonker. Hearn called this period squeaky bum time. It's a British expression for that moment of extreme pressure right before a major event where you realize there is no turning back.
You're quoted on record saying that you and AJ must retire if Jake Paul wins on December 19th. Stand by that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I suppose so. Shit, yeah. Look, I don't see a world where Jake Paul wins this fight. I know that boxing's boxing. And I mean, what was it? Roy Jones came out this morning and said Jake Paul can win this fight.
Teddy Atlas as well.
Teddy Atlas? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now I'm a bit worried. I won't retire. AJ should retire if he loses, no.
Sorry.
No, I see AJ winning this fight with ease, comprehensively, destructively, violently, and I don't see a world where Jake Paul is competitive in the fight, let alone win the fight.
Hearn knows the game better than anyone. He knows that Jake has built his entire career on calculated risks, fighting guys who are smaller, older, or not real boxers. But this time, the calculation has changed. Hearn insists the fight is locked in, but the fact that he even has to issue this warning suggests that the camp is feeling the weight of the situation. This isn't just about losing a fight, it's about avoiding public humiliation on a global scale if he tries to walk away now.
Can I put a scenario to you? So Jake Paul was signed to fight Anthony Joshua. Everyone goes, I tell you what, Jake, you're a brave man. Yes, we'd all do it for the money, but you've worked yourself there. You're a brave man because he can hit hard and he's probably going to hurt you. Jake Paul pulls out with an injury. The fight never happens, and Jake can still go around saying, well, I was signed to fight Anthony Joshua.
He can't, because he pulled out the fight. So that would be very...
Do you have any concern that...
No, I mean, look,
how ludicrous it is that they're fighting.
Netflix have spent a lot of money, MVP have spent a lot of money, and Jake would look like a plonker if he pulled out the fight now after giving it the big one. And he knows that, and this fight's happening, and that they think, look, one thing I'll say is this: if there was ever a good time to fight Anthony Joshua, it's probably now, right? Coming out of what will be 14 months of inactivity. By the way, he's also been in training camp for 4 weeks or 5 weeks. The time comes around, he's having to make weight. Maybe the confidence isn't where it has been in his career. So yeah, you can start dressing it up. But yeah, I mean, Netflix, when you see the promos that have been shot for this, to pull out with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game, and I think he thinks he's got a chance. If Roy Jones and people like that are saying he's got a chance, he's probably listening to that going, yeah, Roy, yeah.
Whenever a fight like this gets announced, the internet immediately lights up with conspiracy theories. Go to Reddit or Twitter right now and you will see thousands of people claiming the fix is in. The most popular theory spreading online is that Anthony Joshua is contractually obligated to carry Jake for the first 4 rounds. The rumor claims there's a secret clause saying AJ isn't allowed to knock him out early, ensuring the show lasts long enough for the advertisers. Eddie Hearn absolutely exploded when this was brought up. He didn't just deny it, he ridiculed the very idea. He asked a simple question: do you honestly think Jake Paul or his manager has the front, the audacity, to look Anthony Joshua in the eye and say, right, 8 rounds, but you're only allowed to throw punches from round 4?
I mean, he will want to, he won't want to, you know, as the saying goes, he won't want to play around with his food. You never want to do that. And by the way, I've heard people say, I bet there's something in the contract where you have to take it easy on him. I mean, don't be so ridiculous. Can you imagine? Also, by the way, that's illegal. It's a professional contest. You can't have an agreement about how a fight's going to go. That's called fixing.
It's a valid point. Joshua is an Olympic gold medalist. He has a legacy to protect. Hearn confirmed this is a fully sanctioned professional bout with 10-ounce gloves. There is no headgear, no exhibition rules, and no mercy clause. If Joshua wants to end it in 10 seconds legally, there is nothing in the contract stopping him. The idea that a devastating puncher like AJ would risk his reputation by faking a fight for a YouTuber is, in Hearn's words, absolute bullshit.
Whatever he said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars, and I'm still standing super strong. I align myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger, that desire. Every time I've been knocked down or been in trouble when I was younger, came back 3 years later, got to the Olympics, get in trouble again before the Olympics, 3 years later, become world champion after 16 fights, win all the belts, get beat by Ruiz, come back and unify the division for the second time. It's just constantly drives my focus and my hunger to get better. So I'm going to be a tough man to break down 100% come December 19th because I've been building myself over the last year. I ain't been sitting back. I've been working.
Joe Rogan, who usually hypes up these crossover events, sounded genuinely disturbed by this matchup. In a viral clip making the rounds on TikTok, Rogan calls this one of the craziest propositions of all time. His warning to Jake was stark. He reminded everyone that AJ isn't just a boxer, he is a giant athletic heavyweight who has knocked out world-class fighters. Rogan said plainly, if AJ's right hand connects, you are fucked. There is no nice way to put it.
Paul and Joshua?
I was gonna say he has to. They got him to weigh a grade of 245. That's only like 7 pounds less.
Yeah, that's nothing. But and there's some sort of a rehydration clause. Listen, kids, it ain't gonna matter. You know, there's not a chance that Anthony Joshua is not going to just lose the weight beforehand. He's not going to come in drained. What he's going to do is just do extra cardio, and that's just going to make him more dangerous. He's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him. Very upset that this YouTuber who's fought Tommy Fury, who's a legit boxer, and, you know, a couple other guys that were legit boxers. That's it. Like everyone else he's fought Ben Askren, who's really a wrestler. You know, he fought Tyron Woodley, who was an elite MMA fighter, but, you know, not an elite boxer. He fought Nate Robinson, who was a basketball player. At least he's fought these guys. He fought Anderson Silva, and he dropped Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva was a really good striker, but also in his 40s, you know, different time. It's, you know, not the same guy he used to be. This is a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua. This is a terrifying human being. Terrifying.
Then you have David Haye, a former heavyweight champion himself. Haye went even further, describing this fight as a bridge too far. He expressed real concern that this isn't just about winning or losing, it's about survival. He hopes the referee is compassionate and that paramedics are standing by because the difference in power between a YouTuber and a prime heavyweight is not a game. He warned that Jake could be maimed or suffer life-changing injuries. When guys like Haye and Rogan are talking about paramedics instead of pay-per-view numbers, you know the vibe has shifted.
Jake Paul is going to get in a ring in a boxing match, boxing gloves to mix it with one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet, someone who is Olympic gold medalist, won the heavyweight championship twice, although he lost his last fight against a very good Daniel Dubois, he's a top 10 heavyweight on the planet versus internet sensation, someone who's a latecomer to boxing and has boxed at a very moderate level. I'm talking domestic level. And he lost to Tommy Fury, for instance. And Tommy Fury, who he lost to, versus Anthony Joshua, they're two completely different sports. So I commend Jake Paul for putting himself in harm's way, because boxing is a dangerous game. People have died in the ring. People have been seriously injured, maimed. And he believes in himself enough to do it on a massive scale, because it's not about the money. He's got enough money. This is him wanting to push the boundaries of reality. He's manifested an amazing life for himself. He's a superstar, and I think he wants to try and do the unthinkable. He wants to. It's an insane challenge he's put himself up for, but you got to give him credit.
Interestingly, Andrew Tate is also part of this conversation. He's scheduled to make his own return to the ring the same weekend, and his take on the Jake Paul situation is fascinating. Tate didn't trash Jake. In fact, he called him a brave man. But he also identified exactly what this fight represents. Tate believes this is retirement money.
A couple of years ago, you faced off with Jake Paul.
Yeah.
You mentioned MVP at the start of this conversation. They've kind of dabbled in the professional game as well. A lot of kind of female world champions. Obviously, Jake is now fighting Anthony Joshua. Just your initial reaction to when you saw that announced, to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua?
When I agreed this fight against Chase, I was going to say that, look, I'm first time back in a few years, influencer boxing, and I'm not fighting someone older than me. I'm not fighting someone smaller than me. I'm not fighting someone retired. I'm fighting an active champion. That's what a real man does. And that was going to be a dig at Jake Paul for fighting older people or smaller people. But now he's fighting AJ.
Fair.
So complete respect. Huge respect to Jake Paul. I have nothing bad to say about Jake. Everything I was going to say, I can no longer say. So fair play to him. He's a brave man. He believes in himself. And I wish him and AJ a fantastic fight, and I hope they both come out without injury and without any problems and without any health issues.
I was out in Riyadh with Eddie Hearn last week. I was asking him about the fight. I suppose a lot of the talk online is that can't be real. People,
no, it's real.
It is real.
It's
That's
real.
what I've been told.
It's real. It's real. And, there's business reasons. There's business decisions. And I understand that, for Jake, it's retirement money, worst case. But I just hope everyone gets out of there without any physical injury. And I really do have a lot of respect for Jake. Everything I was going to say, I can no longer say. And I'm a very fair man. I don't take it personal. Like, there was a time when Jake was really insulting me, and Logan Paul hated me, and all these things, and KSI insulted me, and Chase insults me. Other people insult me. I'm really just, I'm just a normal dude. I have respect for people who do things that are worthy of respect. I harbor no hate in my heart. I wish Jake the absolute best.
The theory is that Jake knows he can't win, but the payout from Netflix is so astronomical that he's willing to take the beating to cash out and leave the sport. Tate warned that while the money is great, health is the only thing that actually matters.
The last thing I've got to ask you about, Fraser, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, you know Anthony well. The speculation is all over what way is AJ going to approach this. Is he going to play with him? Is he go in there and potentially really hurt Jake Paul? What do you think?
I think he's going to smash him, I just got a feeling that he's going to go in there and just pitbull chihuahua situation and finish him.
How dangerous would that be for Jake?
Dangerous, but these lot want to get paid loads of money. This is what is part and parcel that comes with it. The nature of the beast. Look what happened to me. And I'm a fighter, and that can happen, and it's painful, mate. It hurts. As long as he don't die, or he's not physically mashed up for the rest of his life, he might be all right, because you're gonna earn a lot of money. Would you take getting chinned for X amount and no further repercussions? Probably. What I'm interested in is the ref. The referee's got such pressure. What's the referee going to do? Surely the referee's going to be, as soon as he lands one, the referee's going to be in there. Is the ref being told before, look, you got to let it go? I don't know how it's going to work. It's a strange one.
We also have to look at how we got here, because the contrast is insane. Just a few months ago, Jake Paul was preparing to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank is 5'5" and fights at 135 pounds. The entire narrative was that Jake was too big for him.
It's just bizarre, really. I think when we had the approach from Jake Paul, I said to Nikita, this is not an exhibition, is it? I'm not interested in pillow gloves and, 2-minute rounds or whatever. It's just a fight, and that's the only way we would do that kind of fight. And they told me that it would be a fight. Now, you've gone from a 250-pound world heavyweight champion to a 135-pound, 5'6". I mean, it's bizarre. You've got a cruiserweight fighting a lightweight. But I get it. I get the whole freak show. It's like I said with the AJ fight. It's almost like you're tuning in to watch something go wrong in that fight with AJ. I mean, that's a real heavyweight fight. Jake Paul stepping up one weight class to fight a guy that's much too good for him. Now he's stepping down, 7 or 8 weight classes to fight. I mean,
When that fight fell through due to Tank's legal issues, Jake didn't just find another opponent, he swung to the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
My question to both men is, who has more pressure on them going into this fight?
100% Anthony. Yeah, 1,000%. This is something that's gonna weigh on him, right? Like, because of what you said, I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
He went from a lightweight to a massive heavyweight. Anthony Joshua is 6'6" and typically walks around at 255 pounds. To try and make this slightly fair, there is a weight cap in place. Reports state that Joshua has to weigh in at no more than 245 pounds. While that sounds like a handicap for a heavyweight like AJ, stripping off 10 pounds might just make him faster. He isn't draining himself to make a lightweight limit. He's just leaning out.
Yeah, you're correct. If Anthony Joshua won, Anthony killed this guy. Listen, a lot of questions, blah, blah, blah. Only one my athlete answer. Anthony Joshua is Olympic champion. Yeah. First. Jake Paul is, sportsman, YouTuber, showman. Rolls Royce, Fiat. Listen, it's true. I'm not.
Oh my god. I have nothing better in mind.
Yeah. It's just true. It's business, more money. Only this.
So we need to pray for Jake Paul.
Yes. I will pray Jake Paul because I want fight with Jake Paul in octagon. Yeah.
Do you think that Joshua should be fighting Tyson Fury next year?
I want this fight. Yeah, I want this fight. Listen, if I do, I
will try to help.
Yeah, I will try to help.
Joshua is training with your team.
This is right. Yeah. Yes.
So Jake is facing a faster, leaner, and likely more agitated version of the monster we've seen dominate the division for years.
Roy Jones said he's got a chance. He believes Jake Paul has a chance.
A lot of people are saying that he might have a chance. I don't think he's got a chance. But, I think that you shouldn't go in there with the mentality of thinking that he hasn't got a chance. Because if you switch off or if you start playing around and you get hit on the chin, who knows what could happen? But I don't personally think he's got a chance. But there's a lot of pressure on AJ as well, for this reason.
Eddie Hearn summed it up best when he said AJ is not coming to Miami for a holiday. He described Joshua's mindset as pure business. There is no Christmas vibe in their camp. They view this as a job that needs to be done, and that job is to destroy Jake Paul. The stakes are impossibly high. If AJ struggles or, God forbid, loses, his career is effectively over. He becomes the guy who lost to a YouTuber. But for Jake, the risk is entirely physical. Hearn predicts Jake has no chance, and most experts agree. The script isn't fixed, the gloves aren't padded, and the opponent isn't retired. On December 19th, we are going to find out if bravery is enough to survive against elite power, or if this really is the retirement party that ends in disaster.
This is what I'm gonna say. I don't want to focus on it being like about Jake. oh, Jake's small, so that makes me confident. Jake's this, so that makes me confident. I'm just focused on myself. I'm confident in myself. Jake could be 10 foot. I'm confident in myself. That's what I'm saying. It's not about how he is. I just really like, I've got a good team. I've been through ups and downs. I've stood the test of time. I'm passionate. I'm hungry, and I'm still here ready to fight my heart out. So I'm confident in that.
And
that's where my heart is.
Not only from the UK, but from Watford too. Obviously,
Hello.
Last 6 opponents: Usyk, Jermaine Franklin, Daniel Dubois, Francis Ngannou. Which of those would, after one, which of those would Jake Paul beat? Do you think?
Maybe Ngannou. That's a fight that we might see in the future. That's a good question. I swear to you, I was quite asking myself that yesterday. Some of the fighters that I fought, I wonder how they'll get on with Jake. That's a good question for your followers. How would some of the fighters that I fought get on with Jake?
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.